Yes.
Oh yeah, and especially with Celine, you know, it's got to be nighttime, so I'm
Right.
totally down for that. And then I also have Ada from Resident Evil. I have the Resident Evil 4 dress.
The one with the thighs.
Yeah, the thigh
Beautiful.
one. The
Beautiful.
thigh one.
That's what we want.
And that.
Yo, Ree,
Yeah, I just wanted the weather to be a little bit nicer, so it'll be like,
Yeah.
so I can be outside. And I definitely want to shoot that one too, like a little more feminine and like delicate. But that's
Right.
what I'm working on the two of those. Oh, by the way, these are my contacts for
Nice. Yep.
my super.
Very vibrant.
Don't look Your eyes are like so piercing. I feel like you're staring into my soul. Don't
That's
do
the
that.
point. I'm gonna fucking.
No, you don't want to be in there. You don't want to be in there.
Wait, Phil, are you not
empty.
gonna show up at the stream?
I am in the stream.
No, he's on Twitch. It's just not showing up on this.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just looking at his icon like internally, and I'm
Like, look at the curves on the icon. Yeah, no, it's on Twitch. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. You're looking at the wrong screen.
my bad. I got you now.
Yeah.
So, Zero, you're only doing 2 cosplays right now?
Yeah, that's all I'm working on at the moment.
God, I wish
don't
I had
know
your
what
restraint.
Well, it's not restraint. It's just I'm fucking lazy.
Right?
Well, all of my cosplay shots I really dig, definitely. But the shot, it was like our first photo shoot together outside of con, Phil,
Oh, us. Okay.
at Coney Island when we were doing the Street Fighter shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with Zandy as Poison, and that one jump shot
Yeah.
where I'm like jumping up with the punch and she's like as Poison, like
Oh, yeah.
going back.
You mean the one that got into Otaku USA? That
Yeah,
shot? You
and
mean that shot right there? You're in a
Mhm.
magazine? That one?
Exactly.
I wish I had the magazine. I just would have whipped it out right
I didn't even know we got Otaku USA. Or did I? I don't know.
Wait, you didn't know that? Because I have 2 copies, Phil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, you're in it a lot. Like, you're in a bunch of
Well, yeah, I know.
just show up.
Yeah, I know I'm in it a lot. I just don't remember that one popping up, but okay.
I have that physical copy. I have a duplicate. I'll definitely
Nice,
get it
nice.
to you. But that one was like, that whole shoot was like pretty iconic for me because I think that's like the moment I'm like, oh my god, I'm a cosplayer now. Because I was cosplaying Lara that day
Right.
from Street Fighter V, and now I don't know if it's actually. Let me check right now. But for a while, if you Googled Laura Street Fighter,
Right.
then a picture from that shoot would come up, which
Right.
was like
Awesome.
really cool. You don't have to scroll down like a bunch, but like still, it
It's
was like,
there.
Yeah.
yeah, and that was like, you know, like accomplishment. So that was cool.
Yeah, like I know back then, like Siren was supposed to do that shoot also, but then we ran into her later that afternoon on the boardwalk.
Oh, we did? Wait, do you remember me then? Because I remember that running into you guys, and we were like, man, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, that one was a hard one because that shoot was like, I think what was it? It was like 7 in the morning or something because we were trying to avoid.
oh my
Yeah.
god.
Because we were trying to.
You insist on
Well-
shoots that are beyond sun,
Well,
beyond morning.
well, you know what it was because it was Coney Island in the summertime, so we're trying to avoid all the people. You know, because like you're not gonna you're not gonna be able to shoot without people in the background or anything.
To accept that reason anyway.
But originally it was supposed to be 19 people, and it ended up being just her and Zandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't sleep that night either. We literally slept for maybe like 30 minutes because Zandy had decided they wanted to switch their character last minute. And so for like 3 days, I was helping her put together this Poison cosplay,
which is awesome, by the way.
it did turn out awesome
It did.
because we had 4 hands on deck, but we literally slept for like 30 minutes. And then we dipped to meet this man at the ass crack of dawn. And honestly, I wouldn't have done it for anyone else. And for the record, we destroyed our cosplays.
Oh,
that
yeah.
day. Like, our cosplays did not make it out of that shoot alive. But it's
R.I.P.
totally fine because the
result, yeah.
they lived through the photos. Obviously, like, it's in a magazine now. So we don't give a shit.
We
But
got
it
the
was
pictures
totally worth
forever.
it. This guy, like, he knows what he wants for a shoot. So he's gonna tell you exactly what he wants, and if you don't like hit it the way that he wants it, he's gonna tell you that that's not the way he
It's
wants
like,
it.
do it again, do it again, do it again.
I remember
Oh,
one
I
instance
have
we were
pulled a
doing like an
muscle
action
because
shot,
Phil.
and Phil was like, "Okay, now jump."
I broke his
And we
camera.
both jumped, and he was like, "No, no,
Yeah.
no." I said, "Jump, damn it! Like jump, please! Like we're in a fight right now. God damn it, jump!"
Do you remember when we did the Sydney shoot?
The creeper in the car.
Wait, yes. Oh my
This
God.
guy was following us in the parking lot in his car.
Ew.
Like we would move, we literally moved to another spot. He followed us.
That's
No
creepy.
way.
I would have
So
sprayed him.
like
I would've
at
pepper
one
sprayed him.
point he kept moving to where we were moving, but at one point we were in the car because I was like putting the pieces of the costume like on, so we weren't like moving anymore because we did like Aqua and Cindy that day,
Yeah.
and so I was changing out of my costume, and the guy is like, I'm gonna say good, I think like 10 car spaces away, but
Just enough to see.
cars. There's no cars, you know? And like I remember like me and the dude made like eye contact and I like laughed about it. And then I like kept doing what I was doing. And then I looked up and that dude was now 3 spaces away. I don't know how he smoothly maneuvered that car. I didn't even
I wanna throw
hear
up.
it.
Damn.
It's like I saw a thigh. I'm gonna get a little bit closer.
Like, she didn't look this, like she looked at me. I should say hi.
See, this is why I have that #1 rule where whatever cosplay I have, I always make sure it either has a weapon or something on me is a weapon. Yeah.
So which cosplay does everyone relate to the most? Like the character?
I don't
I
know.
didn't relate to none of them. They're all cooler than me.
I
Erie,
would like
shut up,
to
you're
answer
cool.
for Erie. I would like to answer for Erie and say fake.
Yes! Erie, you are her because you want to start a cult. Don't lie. Tell everyone you want to do this. Tell
Yep.
it.
Look, I just want
Only
to
because
create
she's
a
heavily affiliated with the
respectable-
cult lifestyle.
I just want to create a respectable gathering in the mountains where
This
we live
bitch.
out our life.
This bitch.
Hi, Mom.
And, you know,
They call that a
if the
cult.
government ain't involved, then it's even better. And give me all your land and resources and
Guys.
don't question me.
Oh, how you doing?
This is my mom.
Cosplay mother.
This is
Cosplay
the
mother.
cosplay mom.
No.
How you doing?
Are you taking the ladder? Okay, bye. She's taking my ladder. Alright.
It's like-
No, but
yeah,
Erie definitely wants to start a cult.
I do want to start.
I mean, there's nothing there's nothing wrong with a cult per se, you know.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
What is that? What is it? What is
Oh, I thought it was alcohol.
Yeah, that's
I know,
wild.
Sam, put some alcohol in that just
We
left.
got that fancy coffee machine, but it
Oh my
comes
God,
with
Sarah.
like chocolate packets. So.
Oh,
With the Keurig?
okay.
I started, none of that existed.
Right.
I didn't have all that cosplay stuff. We had to make all that stuff from scratch or just cut up our bras.
It's a
I
new
love that.
world.
That's what
I
I,
don't even
did
wear
the first
bras.
few times for Aqua. I would take a bra. I destroy so many bras for that damn costume for me to say that I don't have that costume right.
Hmm
Like
I
it's
feel it.
insane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you know, I did like whatchamacallit, a panel at New York Comic Con, and that was like a question where it was like, how do you deal with like the frustrations of cosplay? And I was like,
Shut
"Look,
down.
That's a good question. Cry.
my favorite
Yeah.
cosplay has caused meltdown, and I will still force myself to put it on."
She was walking around because this was back when Anime Next was in Jersey and Somerset, and she was dressed up as Lilith from Borderlands, and so she had the tattoos on, walking around outside. And the end of her cosplay, you know, whatever time period, she ripped them all off, and her body was tattooed from the sun.
Yeah, so I did a paint and I made my own stencils for it, so it was painted on. And by the time I was done with that, and then the vehicle special skin where she has the bikini on, and when I did some of the Bane suit shots, I went to wash it off, and I walked out
Oh,
to
no.
my roommates, and I'm like, "Hey guys, you want to paint it again? It'll be a better stencil now in my
Oh,
arm, my
no.
whole body, because I did the one that actually connects all the way through." I had the greatest sunburn ever.
We were at QuirkCon. It was the first QuirkCon 2 summers ago, I believe. And she was cosplaying Iron Spider, and she had her Zentai, and she had these really cool Iron Spider legs as like a kind of backpack thing, that contraption. I don't know how she did it, but it was really, really cool. And it was a big build, like, you know, it took up space. It was the kind of build that, you know, you got to turn sideways before you walk into the door and when you go into the hall. And
I love when you
yeah, it
got
was
to do
freaking
that.
awesome. And she had a photo shoot lined up with QuirCon. It was a first year con, so it was small, and there was a hired cosplay photographer to capture all the cosplay at the event for later. And boy, did this photographer have some type of misogyny like ingrained within him, because she was having some sort of technical issues with her Iron Spider legs. And lucky enough, he was around at his station, his booth at the con, whatever. I don't know what this guy's name is. Doesn't matter. I'm not even going to give him that credit. But he was around to help her with her legs. And so I helped her bring her legs over there because this guy had duct tape or whatever she needed to fix her her contraption. And later on, a couple days after the con, we had all been getting home, and you know that's the time where you're profusely refreshing your social media to see where the fuck your photos are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, my god.
And so this photo comes up from the con of her and her Iron Spider, and it's from this photographer that she went to for help before she did her photo shoot. And he basically just aired out all her dirty laundry and made her seem like she was this pathetic, like
I remember
she was
this.
lost
Oh,
and she was
wow.
useless. And if it weren't for me, this poor, beautiful cosplayer would have her legs flapping around. And it was utterly ridiculous. And it was honestly
I remember this.
it was like offense was taken
Oh yeah.
because it was almost as if this guy was trying to take away her credit by airing out her you know malfunction. And this is like, it happens to like literally all of us, like
All
Also
right.
not his place. Like you don't be
it's
talking
not your
about that.
place as a
Yeah.
photographer. I mean, it's absolutely your place if you can, so like, hey, I got duct tape, come back here
Right.
and help you. Especially if you're going to be photographing that person later, you know, it's within your best interest to make sure your model looks good too, but not within your best interest to try to make it seem like you're above this person, and without your guidance, and this person we completely lost. And I remember that like really hurt her feelings. And needless to say, we didn't shoot with that photographer again. The photos were fine. They were good, but it was all about that character. Like we don't want to work with somebody who sees these moments as like a weakness, when really, like, if you're just a cosplayer, period, like your shit's gonna fall apart,
Right.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's guaranteed. Like
Yeah.
nobody is exempt.
And if you don't see a costume that's falling apart, like if you can't spot the falling apart's happening here and in here.
Yeah.
Siren, I'm curious to know, like, what kind of cosplayer are you at con? Like, are you the
Yeah.
cosplayer that like gets up at 7 in the morning to
Me.
like put on cosplay, or are you, like,
Are you the cosplayer that takes like 10 breaks a day and there's more pictures of you with a beer in costume than just costume?
I would like to know.
Or you're eerie and you stay up until 7 in the morning in the same costume.
Partying. I look good.
With a stranger, brings a stranger back to your room and like chats with them and makes new friends all the time. Is that you? Are you eerie?
I don't know how many times you guys woke up and I'm like, meet my new friend.
Yeah, literally every con.
We're like, oh god, another one.
Another.
I'm all of that. It just depends on what age I was at that time. I have
Well,
woken
now.
up at 3 o'clock in the now. I'm a friggin' adult. I get to sleep in or drink whenever the fuck I want. So
Boom.
especially if I gotta do my body paint for like Starfire or anybody, I'm coming down when I want to. I'm gonna wake up when I want to. I'm gonna chill there with my best friend Tony, being like, "When are we doing this?" Me and Tony, we have this weird label where we're con mom and con dad to a lot of people. I remember one time at Katsu, we were all over the floor, everywhere. We both looked at each other. We're like, are we gonna do the parent thing? We're gonna do the parent thing. Guys, we're gonna take an hour nap. And we just
I'm dead. That sounds like me.
Body paint on. I still had all my Starfire body paint. I went, take this off, take a nap, woke up. Oh, there's some orange. Okay, back to the floor we go. And just
You know,
I will stay up late till I'll stay up like all the time. Dragon Con, I did not sleep. That I know.
I need to go to Dragon Con, damn it.
same.
Yeah, same here.
Since you went to KatsuCon, you have this much experience of Dragon Con. That much experience of Dragon Con already.
I would attest to
I'm
that.
not gonna be what you think it is.
Yuri, let's do
You're
it
not gonna be
together.
able to sleep.
I think it's my type of play. What is this
Cards, like-
Con that you bring up?
It's this new fucking bougie thing for like white people, and it's like an elliptical bike, but it's like a subscription service.
Yeah.
It's with the classes and the instructors, and it's like virtual.
It's basically bicycling while you're watching a television screen, and it gives you like
Not an
little
anime
readings and
subscription, I don't
yeah.
care.
Siren said face palm.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm done. I don't belong with these people.
Right? If it's yeah, like I just said, if it's not an anime subscription, I don't really care. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, see, that's worth the bucks.
that
Worth
is.
it.
Oh my god, I hate myself in subscriptions. You know
It's
how
okay.
I always time my Crunchyroll subscriptions at the worst fucking time. Every single time we go to a con, I cancel it right before we go, and the table's there, and there's free shit for members.
yeah,
and
like
I'm not. And now I've been a member for an entire year, and there's no cons for me to get free shit from, and I'm just like, I hate everything.
Well, okay, okay. So question right now. Okay, so which one of you guys has an OnlyFans or Patreon or whatever?
I do not.
Okay, so you guys are at least making some money off of it, right?
Some.
Okay, so remember, you can write off those subscriptions on your taxes.
Shut the fuck up. What?
Okay, she didn't know that.
But like, just tell me anyway.
It's research.
I'm like,
Hold on.
It's a research cost as long as you've done something from a series that's on there. It doesn't matter which one. As long as you've done something that's on there, you can write it off as a research deduction. And just make sure you have the copies of the receipt. So if you're paying it through a credit card, make sure you have a copy of that charge on your credit card. That's what I do with my HBO. That's what I do with my Netflix, my Amazon Prime, my Xbox.
Phil.
It's gonna be me eating food.
Just remember when you're doing your taxes, you need to hold on to the receipts for at least 10 years.
Well, here's another thing, especially like,
Well, the reason why you hold on to it for 10 years is just in case you get audited.
well, here's the thing with OnlyFans, Patreon, any of that stuff in general. What you can do is also anything you're using product-wise, if you're buying wigs for it, outfits,
Makeup.
any of that stuff. Yes, write that off as technically that's an.
It's a business expense.
It's a business expense, exactly. Like you're actually doing something for work. You write it off.
Yeah.
Way. So add that all up.
Like what?
So, like, a lot of people
No
don't realize
fuck.
that.
Now, on a plus side, hopefully your accountant's really good and they'll be like, how much did you make versus how much you spent? Because if you spent too much but made very little, then they'll be like, you might want to pull back on some of the deductions, otherwise you might get audited, because they're like, well, she made $500 for the year, but she's writing off $15,000. Yeah,
So I can't tell my accountant. I have to go
You're
through my
gonna
father.
see
My
me.
father doesn't know I do this, so I'm just gonna have to just
You're
keep
gonna
that to myself.
see me in the finest wigs.
Well, if
In
you
my
go for
audit
anything that
meeting.
you bought, like through Amazon, if you could go back through that, you could just add that up
Yeah.
to and just this is the stuff for costumes I did or whatever. Can you make sure that's
All the
printed off?
lingerie I bought in, all the wigs.
Well,
It doesn't need to know that.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just, like, going through,
does your
like,
dad do your taxes or he's just bringing it into the accountant?
No, I send everything to him, and then he looks through it, and then he brings it to the accountant and makes sure that everything's correct.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how well this could be, but you could say instead of saying you made money through OnlyFans, you're making money through prints.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because technically that's a thing.
Smart. God, I
Nobody
hope he's not
wants
watching
that
this right now. Oh my
I have a
god.
dad, for instance, collecting dust.
Like if you do Redbubble too, or
Yeah.
just normal shops, literally
Wow.
anything.
Be
that looks
right
like
back,
if you
guys.
Yep.
BRB.
Okay.
Like, so if you use like Adobe programs or anything,
Yep.
you could write that into the subscriptions and all that, like
Really
any of it.
swapping right now?
Yeah.
Yo, where was this when I signed up? Like, goddamn, I think I've made almost
We
close to
don't
200.
participate.
Like, that's bullshit.
Even like yeah, like I just wrote off my new computer because I'm doing work on it as well as everything else. So yeah, no, I mean
But
looking
it's too late. It's literally too late for me to do it because I already got my refunds
Right.
and shit. So it's like that'll have to wait.
something to know for the future.
So yeah,
Thank
for,
you.
like,
You can watch it if you
for
want.
this current year, honestly,
on
have a book on the
Twitch.
side and just write it up, like all the numbers and everything. So by the time you have to do it next for this year, you have the amounts.
I'm gonna do that literally tomorrow. Let's just
Yeah.
whip that out and
slowly
just get it
start
all
adding
done.
up.
But just if I've had just like random women come up to me at the con party at night and like pull me aside very, very violently, like, if you're not okay with being recorded, tell me right now, because
Oh.
they've seen somebody recording me without my consent. And if you're a cosplayer or a cosplay photographer or just a con community person in general, that's a big no-no.
All right.
And so when you see somebody else breaking that rule, even if that's a complete fucking stranger, it's like, okay, you're with me now. Come, let's go. Go. Come on, honey. These people are delusional,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally one of those people where I'm just like, something happens, let me know.
Yeah, I had to do that at Anime NYC for Zandy. She was shooting with someone that's really well known in New York City, and I'm like, hey, come on, let's go look for Erie.
Wait, what? Anime New York City?
Yeah.
What was that? Was she Snot Girl?
Yeah, she was Snot Girl.
Oh my god, is it who you think? Is it who I'm talking about? Was it the
Filipino
photographer?
No. Let's not name names and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, is it who I think it is?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
The majority of the time, so I'm trying to remember when this was.
I mean, this like I found her on the stairs by the auditorium, and the guy was shooting her, and I was like, oh hey, come on, we gotta go find someone.
Yeah, it's you can't trust anyone on folk to really know this.
Yeah.
No normie is gonna see somebody taking a picture of a girl in a scantily clad outfit and be like, this is wrong. They're just gonna see somebody taking a picture of a girl in a scantily clad outfit, and people like us think, I don't think that person asked permission. Let me go check.
Right.
Just Anime NYC with Becca. You remember that?
Leon almost stabbed that dude.
No,
that
he almost
bad.
did. That man was gonna stab him. I was like, kill him. Do it.
Well,
Take the camera, start swinging it like this.
This wasn't a press guy, was it?
No, it was some
Okay.
random guy off the street that walked inside of the center and started taking photos of Becca in her Food Wars outfit. You know, the meat girl.
The meat girl.
I think I might have remembered, because I remember there was an incident at Anime NYC with some guy walking off the streets and started taking photos, and people were getting pissed at that.
Yeah,
well,
I remember that.
Yeah.
It could have been the same guy. Literally, the same guy.
Yeah.
Well,
it was bad.
With Comic-Con, like, I know a lot of the people who start the parties, so I know the people who run them.
Mm-hmm.
There have definitely been a few incidents, and I have definitely had to step up with a few things. I was about to put someone in jail. So, yeah.
My mother just brought me beer, guys. This is great.
Awesome. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the dudes who are like 5'10" and above, and big dudes, heavy set dudes.
Taller than me, awesome.
And if your thighs look like they could squish my head,
a shout out to all the big dudes at the cosplay party, because they know exactly what they get into. They know exactly that they're gonna have to be looking out for our girls and for our femme presenting MBs, because I mean, like,
also,
else, cosplayers like to get crazy, and when we so people like to be fucking freaks.
Demon asks, what does cosplay handling actually entail? So, like we said a few times, it's not just like carrying bags. It's also like getting the cosplayer's attention if somebody's trying to get a picture, or to move the cosplayer out the way because of a crowd, or to get the crowd to move out of the cosplayer's way.
Or to protect them if someone's being shady. Like, it's literally like
someone trying to take a crotch shot, keeping the schedule if there's a schedule.
Yeah, like if somebody's talking to the cosplayer too long, you know, you got to do the thing with the Pope, you know, you got to be a little
Okay.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
you got to make sure that you feed the cosplayer, you
Yeah.
water the cosplayer,
Yeah.
and before pictures are taken, you have to the handler has to know what the costume is, so that if they see something out of place, they can run in and be like, "Hold up, before you take that picture." Perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
Demon.
Yeah.
kind of like a managerial
Yeah.
bodyguard. Yeah.
It really is. And ours is
Yeah.
the best.
I'm also like high maintenance in my cosplay, so
Yes, you
big
are.
shout out to Kirk.
Right? Literally,
shout
shout
out
out
to
to that
Kirsten.
man. Oh my god. Bless
Love
that
that
man's
man.
heart, soul, and everything.
Do
You're
Ahsoka.
gonna go to sleep
No,
at a con,
listen,
and you're gonna
I'm
wake
not
up
worthy of
with the makeup
Ahsoka.
on.
I'm really not
Totally
worthy of
are.
Ahsoka. No, I'm not. That bitch is amazing. Like, she's my favorite Star Wars character of all times. And like, I remember watching The Mandalorian, and then her showing up, and I have a photo of me like sitting so close to the screen, like crying when she's like there. I was like, oh my god, she's real.
Okay,
And so,
there she is.
like,
She just joined in.
Holy fuck! Holy
Child.
fucking shit! That took forever.
It's all right. This is why I wanted to try and get everything before, but it's fine. All right.
Child is
Wow.
finally here.
Oh.
Jesus.
We all
That's
came
just
in
honestly-
like stumbling into the cam.
we
Like
did.
I had one elf ear off and then like another headphone.
Yeah, let me just adjust everything now. All right, who are we shooting
I'm
here?
gonna put on a
Okay.
Hey, I'm
countdown.
still in the same spot.
Oh, give it a moment because it probably has to adjust.
Yeah.
I like my spot, and if I was moved, I will boycott this.
Oh no! You're gonna be in the same spot. It's just me readjusting the screen because, like,
No, I mean, like, yeah, you guys have all like shifted over a little bit, but me and Erie are
hold
still in
on
the
to
same
the-
spot.
Yeah. Okay. So only one I'm missing
I
is
won't
Siren.
boycott just yet.
It's fine.
That's why I wanted to try and get this ahead of time.
Never works like that. You should know that with cosplayers and stuff like this. That's not a thing.
Right.
No, listen, Phil. I told you ahead of time that there was an 80% chance of me joining like on time.
Oh yeah, no, I know. That's why like your screen was empty for most of the time for the time being.
Yeah, I was trying to like put on my ears before like the stream start, and like my ears just weren't like fitting, and I was like, I can hear Phil now. You're always late. You're never ready. I'm gonna like stumble into the fucking chat, and everyone's just gonna be like, "We were waiting for you this entire time."
I thought that was
I'm
gonna be
always
me.
like the last person to be done getting ready.
All
This is
right.
true.
I can't do anything.
I could vouch for that entirely.
I
Oh,
would
that's
do like
why.
one eye and be like, guys, judge it before I move on to the next step.
Right.
Judge it.
Yep.
And then I'll
No,
put the
you're
one
lying.
color.
That's a lie because you would just come get me to do your eyeliner.
Then
That's
she'd
it.
come
You
get
know
me to do
damn
her
well.
eyeshadow. I do her
You know.
eyeshadow.
High five, we're a team.
Right. And I applied your tattoos that one time. Like, come on.
Oh
like,
my god.
we're
Yeah,
your
I don't know how
stylist.
to
What are you
get dressed
talking
by
about?
myself.
And then we need 6 more of us to get you into that fucking tight ass Catherine Zen tie. No, wait, no, it's not
Oh.
Catherine. That's the tight one. It's
It's the Riku one.
it's
That
the-
one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Watching you try to get out of that thing, that was amazing.
I wanted to
All right, now we all look normal.
normal.
Yay.
I mean, hey, look,
But it's-
look,
That was a nice
normal,
transition.
normal.
All right. So
Well, what is
back
normal?
to those questions.
Yeah.
I want to go back
Oh,
to.
hold up! I have an answer to that normal thing.
Oh,
Okay,
Normals before you meet them.
true. True.
Facts.
So we're only gonna be normal for the next like 30 seconds, and then you know.
You guys went for
Oh,
me.
Nick, I think I know your answer.
You know. Everybody else in our friend group knows who I am.
Who
It's
is it?
Lady Deadpool.
Really?
Fire! It's fucking fire.
Yeah, because
Adorable.
because a lot of people shit on though like Deadpool cosplayers. Like I used to help run the New York Comic Con, Deadpool group. And
Yo, are you behind the fucking conga line?
Yeah. Is that you?
no.
no, well, here's the thing though. I first helped put it together and then I left it.
Left. Okay.
Okay.
Because here's the thing though, everybody listened to me. Because you want to know
Ooh.
why? Because I was the girl. Everybody was just like, all right, she says no photobombing, don't do it. I'm like, yeah, because these people like paid for their
Mm,
stuff. don't be rude unless they say, "Hey, please photobomb me." Be
Mhm.
respectful still. I'm basically a respectful Lady Deadpool person, I guess.
Nice.
Love that.
I'm always
I
serving
really
to my
like
friends
that.
with consent.
Mhm. I think that more women and femme presenting non-binaries should cosplay Deadpool because there's such this like awful fucking stigma that like, and I hate to say it because a lot of the times, you know, it turns out to be true, but Deadpool cosplayers are just off the fucking rails because, you know, to act that way is appropriate within their character, and you're also
Yes.
wearing the mask, so you really get into that character, and it's fucking annoying. But like, we all want to see Deadpool cosplayers because Deadpool's fucking awesome. But do we want you to like run up on us and like harass us? Probably not.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
They
let's
always
be
test their
real
improv
here,
with
if
me.
we had more women and femme presenting non-binaries who really know what the fuck is going on and how to act.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can act like an ass, but do it under the right circumstances. Yeah,
Yeah.
How about actually know your character? Because Deadpool's not actually a raging asshole.
that too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He's just a
Like,
little
just
bit of
like-
a jackass. And a jackass doesn't necessarily mean an asshole.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, he's blunt.
Deadpool has
Yes.
like a flirting thing, like with Spider-Man or whatever, and
So cute.
always
Not
does
everyone.
like, you know, stuff. But he's still respectful and always gives like consent or whatever. Like there was a from
You know
a
what?
comic
It
book
is
strip.
cold in here. I see you wearing a
Spider-Man-
cardigan, and I'm like, it is cold. You're right.
Spider-Man lost his mask. So what did Deadpool do? He switched suits with him to keep his identity safe. I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do.
The moment I knew like I really wanted to like pursue it was when I was Charizard for the first time and we did a cosplay contest and I got third place and I won a Comic-Con ticket. That's when I realized I was like, oh, I like doing this. Like this is great. Like I feel I felt rewarded for like being someone that I loved and not being like made fun of, you know, because
Right.
nerds growing up, like we were made fun of, like we were bullied, like, you know, because you were like ostracized, I guess, in like society because you were weird. So when I did that and I got that ticket and like it just felt like, wow, like I want to do this. Like there's a community out there that accepts me and likes my stuff and like, you know, it just felt like a very like beautiful moment for me that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna continue doing this. Like I don't want to
Oops,
stop.
data
So
release.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Nope.
Horrible.
that's when I knew like that I was gonna continue being a cosplayer. I was like, I want to
Wow,
keep
dude.
doing this. Like I want to like have more of these moments with people where we all are talking about things that we love. We're adults and we're dressing up and we're having a great time. Like
Right.
you know,
Basically.
Do I stay and do the test? And the thing was, it wasn't like the first time that I skipped school for a con at this point, but it was like, this is a big like test, blah blah blah, your future, college, all that fucking crap, right? And I remember like I basically went to school in like full makeup and every part of my costume that would deem as normal clothing, and I did the test. And I remember like the second like the test was over, I ran out to find my friends who were older than me, so they didn't have the test. They were all just waiting for me in an overpacked car, and they were like, "Bitch!" And like this school that didn't really know me at all saw me all dolled up in makeup, launch myself in an overcrowded car of people they know. It was like, please, I'm going to a con, and that was that moment where I felt like I was a cosplayer because it was just like I'll do anything to be at a con. I would do anything to like be in costume. Like I went to school 75% in costume during a fucking test. You just to make sure that I had one less thing to do in the fucking car to go to anime next. And I remember that car was full. It was like 2 people in the front and like 5 people in the back, which shouldn't have been the case.
Good lord.
Along with our like weapons, our clothes, and guess what? We got lost and we never made it.
Oh wow.
oh my god, eerie.
No,
After
never
having a clown
made it.
car of cosplayers. No.
And we never made it.
But people dress up and go to conventions and do this. I want to do this. So I finally got to go. It was New York Anime Festival
Oh yeah.
back when I was younger. And I dressed up with a Naruto group and I was Deodara.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at Gary, did you know that?
I don't think she did.
Now that I'm thinking, thinking back, now I'm like remembering like photos from people. I'm like, yeah, now that makes sense.
And
I
I
feel like
had.
You're gonna enjoy mine.
And what did I do for the tongue part? I found a bag of candy. For some reason, there were body parts in there, and there so happened to be a tongue.
I'm dead. That's
Don't
fantastic.
you love when you find something on the floor that is like perfect for a cosplay? That happened to me more than once, where I'm like, it's like somebody just left this here.
And as people were like taking photos of me, I was just like, "Oh wait, there's more," and I just go like,
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Nice.
there's more.
Oh my god, I love that.
I would have been licking that. I would have been literally licking the tongue, being like
I was
that.
trying not to bite it the entire time. I was like, my sweet tooth ass wants to bite on it so bad.
Hey,
That
if
would have
it
made the photo
works,
even
it
better. It would have
works.
freaked everyone out.
Bob has that. Our other cosplayer friend, homie, Bob has this saying that I love. She says, "Art supplies, fuck you guys."
Oh
So
my
if it
god,
works,
yes.
if it works, it works.
Yes.
With my very early days of cosplaying, I did a
Yeah.
Appa Gajinka, and I was figuring out like how to make the tail.
Wait, I love this.
And I went to
I love
fucking
this.
Walmart and I bought a toilet seat cover, like the fuzzy ones.
Yeah.
And I put holes in it and I put a belt through it, so I had a toilet seat hanging off the top of my ass. And I, covered,
Iconic.
I spray painted it so it had the arrow and everything. Nobody was gonna tell.
No, it
Nobody
was
gonna
it was
notice. And
No one's
amazing.
gonna know.
nobody
It was
and nobody did,
amazing.
until I would be like, "Hey, you want to know a secret? This is actually a toilet seat," and everyone was like, "Yeah."
Mind blown.
Art supplies, fuck you guys. This shit was
Literally.
like $4.99.
Yo, we should make a shirt that says that.
Our first Comic-Con, that Sunday was supposed to be Michonne's introduction to the show. And I thought I was hot shit because I've been reading the comics for years at that point. So I already been known who Michonne was. And I was super excited to have her enter the show and have her mainstream debut. And then, people would start loving her. Like I loved her in the comics. And I didn't know shit about cons at that time. I was just, the nerdy high school chick. And so I said, yeah,
I found it.
I'll go to this con. And yeah, Rowan can show you the picture. I'm not going to show you the picture.
I'm showing it. Are you kidding me? I love
So
this photo.
I say, okay, I know the only thing I know about this Comic Con event is I know people dress up, so I'm going to do that too because I think that's super fun. And so I'm like, okay, obviously I'm doing Michonne because that was all the hype. They had just shown the teaser the Sunday before, so we got like a little glimpse. So I'm like, oh, this is the perfect costume for me. And I had my dad drive me to the local nursery, and I haggled the gardener at the local nursery to buy their old burlap sacks. And I bought like 3 or 4 burlap sacks off of this local farmer, gardener, whatever. And I went home, and my mom and I cut up the pieces of the burlap sack and we put them together to make Michonne's iconic hood that was just teased in the last episode. So I was hoping that people would realize who I am. And it was so botched. It was awful. I literally just wore this burlap sack. I was cosplaying a potato sack. And I was at Party City and I got a plastic katana. See, there it is.
Nice.
I
Oh
know
my
this
God.
picture.
Potato sack
This
with
is
a
it.
plastic katana. And we just threw blood.
Yeah, it's
all
blurry,
over.
but
It was an extremely mediocre cosplay. And we got there.
it's one of my favorite memories.
And I remember leaving the con floor just to go to a panel or something, but I was coming down the escalator and I was just enjoying being dressed up in a sea of people who were also dressed up. But then I realized that people were noticing that I was Michonne. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever because, like, if you can realize who I'm supposed to be, that means you're a nerd.
Yep.
And that means you like the same show that I like, and you know who this character is. So we can like, we already have this common ground to like bond over, which was like the craziest thing because, you know, usually it's just me and my small circle of friends that I can geek out to. But now, you know, people are just like, oh, hey, Michonne. And that's the coolest thing ever because then that's the groundwork. So then I can start a conversation and then, you know, maybe start a friendship because I know this person is into the same shit that I'm into. And that was like fucking mind blowing. And that was the moment that I was like, oh, well, next time I'm going to cosplay a character from this show and see how many friends I can make who like this crazy show that, you know, I can't find in my freaking high school. And that was it for us. And
Yeah, that was it.
anime next after that. And then,
It was the beginning of the end.
yeah, the beginning of the end. And now I have this dumb as fuck expensive hobby. And I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
I can't.
And I saw cosplayers, and I was like, "Oh my god, they love Halloween and shit like that. This is my life." Like I was already like, "This is my life." And I go, "Oh my god, right now I'm really into everything that was in Shonen Jump." So Naruto's right there.
There you go.
Pre-time jump, Shippuden, whichever version you want to call it. I loved Ino, and this is before I did wigs, and this is before I knew how to sew. So I went to my mom. I'm like, I want to make this character. That's all I said. I was like, they dress up. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to dress up at these things. I thought it was supposed to be a thing. Otherwise, people are in like D&D robes and everything, and Star Trek.
Love that.
It's a whole thing. So I did Ito with my natural hair, ironically like this, and
I was about to say.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, I did it. But next thing I know, I'm like, shit. In season 1, she has tape on her legs and her stomach. How do you do that? Back then, we didn't think logical things.
What is logic?
What did I do? I went to get sports tape. So it's the day of the con. I'm putting sports tape on my bare skin.
Oh,
I can feel the
Straight down. Yep. To my hip bone, and then from my upper thigh down near the knee.
Lord have
I
mercy.
looked awesome as fuck, though. I was
I
like,
bet
yo,
you
this is amazing.
I bet
Think
you
about
did.
being a beginner cosplayer of like
Yep.
to our bodies.
I like watched my mother sew the shit out of that, and I'm like, I'm gonna learn to do all this. Like, I already knew that I was gonna do this. I love doing anything via art. Jack of all trades syndrome, basically. I get to her college. I meet up with her friends. Everybody's older than me. I'm this little 15-year-old being like, yes, the whole time.
That's adorable.
My sister looks at me and goes, you look like you're in pain.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god.
I was like, I don't care. Let's go. We get in this giant ass van with all of us. As we're going, a fucking cop stops us and tells us to get out of the car.
Oh my
All these freaking
god.
So we
weirdos.
have all these older person, and one of my sister's good friends has this long curly hair and is a guy and definitely looks like a drug addict.
Oh God.
I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. He knows I didn't like him either back then. So he
Demon?
gets out,
Frank?
and he no, his name was Chris.
Oh.
So they all turn around and realize like I'm the last one coming out of the van, and my sister goes like
Oh,
that
no.
automatically. I come out and I'm holding myself where the tape is, being like, "Oh, this is awkward," and the cop stares at me and goes, "Is she okay?" Because all he sees is bandages, and I'm holding myself down,
Your
being
sister
like, "Oh
should have been like,
no."
no, she's not okay. She's a cosplayer.
No, they didn't even say that because saying cosplayer back then was super
Yeah.
under the radar thing. So was cons, and he's like, "Where are you guys going? Like, what the hell?" And he's even looking in the van, thinking like we have pot or something. I'm kidnapped. He's probably thinking all
Yep.
this shit. And they're just like, "Who is she with?" And my sister goes, "She's my little sister. It's a Halloween thing."
The best way to
That-
describe it for a normal person.
Yeah.
It is.
And especially in Long Island, Nikki,
Yes.
you know. So we all get back in the van, and they all look at me going, "Thank you so much for not saying any of the shit that was going on in this van."
Oh my
Nothing
god.
was horrible going in this van, but they were playing D&D in the back of the van too.
Oh my god.
They hid everything, and I was like, "What is going on?" And then we got to the con. It was awesome. I automatically made friends with like all the Naruto people that were there. There was a picture of us for the magazine next year, which was fucking amazing to us. And that was like literally my first experience. I don't know how I
Be
made
right
friends so
back.
quickly. All these kids came flocking to us. Fairly Odd Parents, why wouldn't they?
Yep.
And my friend who's wand is like, uh-oh, my sister is quiet. She's like, I don't have to play a role really. And I'm like, shit. Because I'm Cosmo, and I'm like, hi! Like, I had to go really into character, just go off. And these kids are like hugging us, and the older siblings that were with them were like, hey, you gotta leave them alone. They're trying to eat it. And I'm like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? Like Cosmo, I had to go into character.
Right.
And my Wanda was like, it's okay, don't worry about it. And this one girl opened up our rule book, and I made it hollow so we could stick our wands in it and some other things. And she goes, it's a fake book, da da da. Yo, me and Wanda went off being like, oh, it's a magical book. Only people who believe in fairies could see it. We played the whole why can't you fly? Because Jorgen would kill us if we did in front of humans. Where's Timmy Turner? He's somewhere else. Like
Quick
she'd make the whole
responses.
no, like she would make a whole thing, and I'm like, who's Timmy Turner? Like I'm playing stupid as hell. And prove you have magic. Me and Wanda stared at each other, and I'm like, okay. Like I'm like, I can't fake it. I can't say no. I'm like, okay. And she's like, all right, watch me turn Cosmo into a frog. I started hopping around like a frog just to make this kid believe, and her older siblings were pretending it's all real to make her believe.
Right.
And seeing stuff
Horrible.
like that, and afterwards when we finally got to stop and I sat down, I'm like, that was amazing. Did we just pull a Disney World?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you know what? If I ever stop going to conventions, I can keep doing this. Like, I could do the photo shoots, I could do the group stuff, but having children and even grandparents, because I ended up being Daphne Blake from Scooby-Doo, and as Philip knows and Nikki knows, I don't do it at cons anymore because I ran that straight to the ground, but I still have it. I do it for Halloween. Having people just, their smiles, that brings me more joy as a cosplayer than going to the cons itself. So to me, that's more of becoming a cosplayer, is bringing that joy not only for yourself, but to the others that, you know, will enjoy it. Like everybody else was basically saying, when you get to meet the people that enjoy the same stuff as you, after being like the secluded nerds or geeks or whatever, it brings that amazement to
Yeah. Back in 2009, New York Comic Con, back when it was in February.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I went I went the entire weekend as Cobra Commander, but I had like 9 different versions of it so I could strip off and like feel comfortable. And this is back when New York Comic Con had a VIP room so you could store stuff. So I personally liked the cosplay because it was just like it was more based on the comic book version from Marvel versus the cartoony one where he's always constantly running away as a coward. And so I liked just wearing it. Like it felt so different. People were running up to me for photos. But the thing I loved about it was, I think it was on Saturday night, on Saturday, there was one guy, he must have been like 30, 35 years old. Longtime fan of the show, longtime reader of the comics. He saw me. He ran up to me like a fucking school kid. I was like, oh my God, can I get a photo? And I'm just like, sure, sure. And so that like made my day. And Sunday as well, there was a little kid that wanted to wear my helmet for a photo, so I gave him the helmet to wear and we took a photo. But I will say that costume was a nightmare because I was sweating so much. I lost 15 pounds in those 3 days from just sweat. Like, I had to put that costume in an airtight container for 6 months with activated carbon to absorb the smell. Because I couldn't wash it because it was so many different materials. So I couldn't wash it. Couldn't dry clean it because everything had to be differently cleaned. I was just like, this is the only thing I can think of.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Well, you did the most.
but not for nothing, like when that kid wore my helmet, when that adult cried, I was just like, oh my God, this is so fucking awesome. Like, despite the sweat, despite the uncomfortable, like, that was worth it. And, I'll say this again, like, constantly to cosplayers, like, doesn't matter how much you cut yourself, how much you burn yourself. At the end of the convention, do you have more good memories versus bad memories? Because then it was totally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
That is a
That part.
Phil, put that on a shirt.
Yep.
Oh, there's one good memory with my Jean Grey that
Ooh.
I will always love. And it's the first time I got to wear her. No, I didn't test run it when I was home. I ran to ACBC with it done, first time. I just put it on, of course, Atlantic City, the fucking wind right there. So my wig got a little messed up. One friend wanted to do a shoot. Cool. I still don't know what the fuck I look like. I'm finally doing one of my goals. I get inside the goddamn convention center. Literally 2 steps in, I hear from a young voice, Jean! I'm looking around like, what the fuck? There's this little boy dressed like a cyclops.
oh.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
He runs up to me and he goes, Jean, I'll save you. I'll protect you.
Oh.
I love you. And I'm like, I was like, what's going on?
I
Like,
would just
was
start
like, oh my
crying.
God. And that's Xena was still around at the time, Nikki. So I'm like, shoot, I'm supposed to go meet up with Tony right now, and I had a few people behind me, and I was like, let this happen. And I see the kids' parents from behind going, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. And I'm like, oh my God. And I get down on my knees. I'm like, you're so thank you, Scott. Oh my God. I'm like, I love you. I'll always protect you too. I'll always be. And I pointed towards his chest and his head, being like, I will always be there. You will always hear me.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
god.
Stop it.
and I
Hold
looked
on,
at
let me
his
turn on my
parents.
camera to cry.
I know. I
Like,
was trying not to cry, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And literally, I looked at his parents, being like, "Can I take a picture?" And they go, "He wants to take a picture with you. The moment you came in, that's all he wanted from you." And I look at him, going, "Can I take a picture with you?" And he goes, "Yes." Like, how dare I ask?
Oh.
Oh my god, that is so precious.
I will not ever get rid of this photo. If I lose this, no. Like,
Right.
the moment I walked out,
You should frame
I
it.
looked at my friends and I'm like, I'm going back to the hotel. I'm taking this off. I'm done. I have no.
That's pure as hell.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was
The
like,
most
I did
wholesome
my
shit
goal.
ever.
I finally got to meet Jean Grey from the '90s, and I had that encounter. Goodbye. Rip this shit
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Like, I'm done.
That is adorable.
that
It's like the most
crazy.
wholesome shit I've ever heard of. Like, oh my god.
That's why I like the
Love that
small
wholesome
events and
shit.
small cons,
Mhm.
because of the kids. I honestly love sometimes the kids.
Yeah. I had this
know what
one
I
kid at
just
the
noticed,
fair. It
though?
was so cute. I still have the video on my other Instagram. To this day, I won't take it down because it was one of my favorite interactions there. Like, I've been going since I was 4, and like I've made a family there at the fair. Like, I have really good friends there and stuff like that. And so I was dressed up as my character. Her name is Faye, and she's an elf. And so I was walking around, and I was sitting at the chess match, and this little girl in an Aurora princess dress comes and sits next to me. And she goes, "Are you an elf?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I started I started like acting. I was like, "Yeah, like I'm an elf. Like, are you a princess?" And she's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Well, you're a very pretty princess. Are you during your time at the fair?" And like we started interacting, and like we sat together for an entire hour just like talking and like being really cute. But it wasn't that, it was her parents. Because at the fair you don't see the fae, so only kids can see the fairies and the elves, so the adults don't. So the parents acted like they couldn't see me so they can make it more real for their daughter.
That's cute.
And
Yes.
so after the daughter walked off with the dad, the mom looked at me and she's like, "Thank you so much for giving her this experience. Like, she's probably not going to stop talking about it." And she
Aw.
gave me a hug and she's like, "Will you be back next weekend?" And I was like, "I'm here every single weekend." And she's like, "Well, if we see you, is it okay if she comes and like, does this again?" I was like, 100%. Like, I'm so
That's
down for that.
adorable.
And then my mom videotaped the interaction. That's what's on my Instagram. And I literally started crying because my dream job was to work there and like be a fae there, but not anymore. But at that time, that's what I wanted to do. So having that interaction, just like you with the Jean Grey, like I felt so like, I was like, all right, take it off. Like, I'm done. Like, that was it. Like, like this validated the entire experience of me like being there. And it was beautiful. Like, I just cried.
You don't take pictures without asking permission. If somebody's sitting down on the floor like half in cosplay, that that kind of means don't take a picture. There's like, these like small unspoken rules. But when kids break them, it's kind of like, oh, okay, because like, you're a kid and you're just like excited or whatever. And I remember not this past winter, obviously, but the winter before that, I was at the Schaumburg Black Comic Book Festival in Harlem with Vanta Black cosplay, and she was cosplaying Iron Spider, and I was Miles Morales. So we were both we were two Spider-Men, and we went to the bathroom.
Oh no.
We went to the bathroom and like we like come out of the stall together, because any cosplayer would know that, oh, obviously these two girls are in the stall together because they're both wearing zentais and they need help. Obviously. We would all know that. But so we come out of the stall in the bathroom in the Schaumburg Center, and there's like a granny there with like her daughter. She was like bringing her daughter to the festival. And I don't know if you guys have been to the Black Comic Book Festival, but it's in Harlem every year. And it's barely a con. It's just exposure for the kids of the area to get them reading through comics. And I work with BlurredCon, the convention. So we go every year, have a table to, inspire kids to read comics and stuff. So you always got to show face. And so we come out of the bathroom and there's this granny and her granddaughter. And she starts taking pictures of us in the bathroom. And we're like, if we were at KatsuCon, if we were at any fucking con, if we were at any con, I would be ready to fight you right now, right fucking now. But I will let this one slide. So we're kind of just like, do we tell her? Do we not tell her? Oh, hi, kitty.
Oh, look, kitty cat. Oh, kitty catty.
But that was the one time I let a rule slide.
Right.
I let it slide that time because she was just some granny. There's a free event in Harlem. My son likes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let me bring him.
When I'm shooting cosplayers, don't expect me to understand what fandom it is.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it's from the series. I've never heard of it. Do you know how many series there are out there? Give me something to work with, please. Like, when it's a pre-book shoot, just send me some reference photos, something I know, like the poses of, maybe a quick like Wikipedia entry for the character so I know their bio. That definitely helps. It's
really,
it's one thing if it's like a haul shot or I just met you, but if we're like planning to shoot like weeks in advance, months in advance.
That's the only one. I feel like you have another one.
I felt she's calling you out.
No, that's about it for the moment.
Egos. I hate people who
Yes,
are like,
that's my
this is
that's
my
my
group and
pet
I'm
peeve.
the only
People
one that could be
big
part of this.
egos.
Oh my god, I know Erie has a great story on that.
Erie's got all those goddamn stories.
Well, for egos, I'm still laughing at that Scarlet Witch at New York Comic Con that was trying to charge people to take photos of her.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah. No, I saw there was one girl, she was dressed up as Scarlet Witch on Saturday at New York Comic Con like 2 years ago at this point. I think it was the 2018. And she had a really beautiful outfit. So I was like, oh, I wanted to get some photos of her because she was out in the courtyard where there was the wind by the food trucks. So I went up to her, and her manager comes up and is like, oh, sorry, we're charging $10 for photos. I'm like, all right, well.
I remember this. I heard about this going around.
I was like, I'll see you later. I'm going to go buy a drink.
Yeah, right.
I've been doing this for years.
Right?
She could honestly get kicked out of con for that because she's not allowed to be selling shit.
That too.
She doesn't pay for a table.
But it was ridiculous. I was like, yeah, no, that's good. I like your costume, but not that much.
We get a lot of those, don't we? I'm the official so-and-so cosplayer.
Hey, Zero, we know exactly who we're talking about.
Like,
hold on.
I talked to this chick, and I was being nice and everything. I'm like, oh my god, I did this first. I was here first with this costume. I have this Starfire doll, this, that. I talked to her. I'm like, yeah, I talked to
one-uppers.
Did you love one-uppers? Right? Like you wrote her, like you.
And I'm like,
yeah, okay.
Like I talked to her. I even said that. And she goes, well, I met George Purge. I went, so did I.
Okay.
Yeah, right? A comic convention? Oh my god.
Everyone. She goes, oh, well, one day I'm probably going to have breakfast with him. I literally went, I did do that, actually. So what now?
All right.
Oh, shit.
I'm fucking Starfire. Oh,
Hey
heck,
guys,
do
give
that.
me
Once
one
you go to
moment. I
DragonCon,
hear my dog crying.
Yep, go for it.
I'm like, don't say these things, because firstly, we're all fucking human. We can all be a fucking character.
Right?
Get over yourself. You don't own it. You're not DC itself either.
Yep.
Or Marvel, or Dark Horse.
I
or
never
whatever
understood
anime.
why people do that. Like,
That's my pet peeve is elitists.
my
Yeah.
most
Like-
repeated cosplay is Harley Quinn, and my Harley Quinn is not canon at all. Like I
love
picked
your
the
Harley Quinn, though. You
pieces that
kidding
I
me?
think that I would like to wear as Harley Quinn, and
Good
whenever
here.
I see another Harley Quinn, I get excited and I want to take a selfie with you because, like,
No, I'm having
how did you make
flashbacks when she
your-
said Harley.
like, how did you make your cowl? I want to know how you made your cowl, or where did you get this, or what's your favorite Harley rendition? I'm curious. It's exciting for me, and people see that as competition, and that's really just fucking overrated because
Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh, honey.
it's like it would save so much of your energy if you would just be like happy
Just
to
have
see
fun,
me.
yeah.
I am happy to see you.
You know, I say it every time. It's we're grown-ass adults dressing up at in a
Right.
same
So
place together.
real.
Yeah.
What makes you better than the next person?
You need to humble
Yeah.
yourself.
Hey Nikki, Ed's like he can't picture you as he can't let you do a spider shoot without Evan. He's you and you and him are his headcanon.
That's
But,
cute.
Nah, girl, you said Harley Quinn. Phil knows I'm gonna have a whole flashback about Harley Quinn stuff. I was a Poison Ivy for that stuff.
Oh, babe.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Well, remember, like we had
I'm a-
like not me and you, but me and you know who, we had to shoot that photo shoot because she needed to be the first Harley Quinn to do.
No.
Oh my God, it was an okay photo shoot. It was a little bit of a nightmare because we had 32 pounds of vanilla pudding.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the thing with and
Gummy bear.
and the things we learned about the vanilla pudding is you need to chill it.
Gummy bear.
I'm screaming.
So we had 32 pounds of chilled vanilla pudding on top of her body.
I just.
Oh my
Phil,
God.
you know about this story, the gummy bear.
Pudding.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
We're
listen.
talking about gummy bears right now.
I love my character, but I'm too black for that. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
character, because I
I
talked
also
to somebody
noticed
recently about
that
this.
Nightwing cosplayers kind of suck.
Okay, well, anyways.
I'm sorry. Facts. Zero, you did it. Look what you've done. She said the call. She left. Good job. Look what you did. Look what you did.
Screaming. I am
did.
screaming.
Oh my God.
Left the chat.
Make the screaming pterodactyl form. Do it.
I am so sorry.
Look what you did. Look what. Apologize. Buy something. I don't know.
It is like
Totally
my
fine.
dream.
It's fine. As revenge, she's now you and you her in the Twitch. So.
Oh my God.
I flipped out from excitement, being like, somebody understands, because that was another like whole Starfire experience I had.
It's fucking
Like,
true.
it was.
No, because Karen, we also
Okay, there we
one
go.
other person that, getting to
Unhealthy.
eat is unhealthy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's happened to me at a con.
Yeah.
So, quick story. This was at KatsuCon, probably like my second year. I have a room finally, and I am the Energizer Bunny. I have heavy ears on my Karen. You know about this.
I do. I'm like, oh,
I
no.
have this drum that is thick foam, and I'm thinking I could carry this thing throughout the whole con the entire day. This thing, by the way, is like 15 pounds, and I still didn't eat. And my
You still have
friends,
that?
what?
Do you still have it?
I still have that drum.
Oh God.
I still have that drum. So I'm with my friends, and we were trying to figure out like what we should do with eating, and there was like a big miscommunication kind of thing. And finally, I'm like, I have to eat something, or else I'm gonna pass out. So I get like chicken nuggets and fries. I finally meet up with everybody, and they start poking fun at me like, Nikki, you're a terrible person. Why are you gonna food without us? And I was just like, I'm not in the mood. I can joke around about this, but I cannot joke. And my friend Evan tried to touch my ears. I was like, don't touch me. And I go up to my room. I am sitting on the floor. I call my con husband, Josh, and I was like, where are you? He goes, I'm on the con floor. I'm like, come to the room now. He comes in. He goes, what's wrong? And I just start crying. Buckets
That's her cosplay that she's talking about right there.
Oh my god.
He goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I didn't eat." He goes,
That is
"Okay,
so
calm
cute.
down. I'm gonna sit on the floor with you as you eat."
That's adorable.
That's a
You know
cute
what?
costume.
You know, this is awful, but it's like also like kind of a nice story.
It is
Yeah.
because
Wow.
that was the first time me and my friend Josh like actually like hung out, and he says, "You know, after that moment, I knew we were gonna be close friends. The fact that you were crying because you didn't eat and you were crying while you were eating chicken nuggets."
Literally sounds like me.
That would be my
Okay.
unhealthy thing, the lack of sleep.
Yeah, bitch, you don't sleep at all. I don't know what you are at cons. You're like a vampire. I hate it. I wake up and there you are sitting awake at the end of the bed, like talking to a stranger. I'm like, Erie, it's like 7 in the morning. What the fuck? Who is this man? Oh, what have you been doing?
Oh, my question. I was gonna see how many of you could agree with. It's wintertime, but you're wearing your summertime cosplay, or vice versa.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
beauty is
That's
pain.
I don't have a winter cosplay. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever
me
made one that's
neither.
like winter based. I just wear a cosplay and I wear it whenever.
Maybe saying winter
So-
base is wrong, but maybe like the costume that makes you the warmest.
I don't have any of those.
To
What's
me
warm?
is like a
Nikki.
really
What's
covered
warm?
costume.
Yeah.
And
In
the
cosplay,
first
what
time
is
I
that?
wore to be was in California, 4th of July weekend, Anime Expo. It's like 100 degrees, and I'm wearing a fully black dress that is long sleeve with gloves that go past my elbows with feathers. The feathers were sweating, okay? The feathers were ruined by the end of that costume because they sweat. It wasn't me. I couldn't get through that costume sweat. But I was wearing a leotard underneath. I was wearing thigh-high, knee-high boots, and a wig, and a blindfold. Was sweating at that. I wasn't planning on taking off my skirt for that costume, at least not yet, you know? It was my first time wearing it. So fucking hot. And I was like, I have to. It's a layer that I can take off and consider accurate. I need to take it off. I was still sweating. I felt like I was gonna. Like, that costume, it may be a mini skirt, but I only wear it when it's cold.
Mm,
And then I
mhm.
wore it. Then one day I did wear it when
Mm.
I wore it for Katsu. No, was it? I think it was May. And these two photographers approached me. I happened to recognize one of them. That person was pretty popular, so I thought I really like shoot with them. I loved her. And she asked, "Are you willing to go out cold it was? Are you willing to go outside to do a shoot with your fuck yeah, let's do it." We literally had to go from store to store to get to the part of the area that we wanted to because it was so cold. And I had a scar over a year from how cold it was, where my skirt chased me on my eye from the cold. My skin around where the skin where it meets the skirt breaking because of how cold it
Oh
was.
my god,
My
damn
ears
Erie.
were hurting. And we went to this like dome thing where it's like a weird dome, emphasized echoes. It's like a whisper chamber, right? And it's like a Taurus. And it was so cold that if you were to talk at whisper chamber, the sound physically hurt our.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, I know how that feels.
It picked up everything. So when I walked in there and you heard my heels click, 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 it was somebody was putting like a gun.
Wow.
Bop, bop, bop. So that costume. But
Dude.
The only thing I can say that I've done that's like really shitty, and I'll say this, and then I'm gonna dip because I want to take my eyelashes off.
Just take them off right here.
No, I'm a lady. Are you kidding me?
What?
I'm a lady.
You're a lady?
Were originally made for? Like, come on.
You're a lady? Oh my god, since when?
Since like 2 hours ago.
Holy
You weren't paying
shit,
attention?
really?
I'm a
Oh
lady
my
now.
god. Oh my god.
I actually did like in the beginning of my cosplay career, I did this.
Paralyzed for like a good minute because I was like, I can't feel my legs.
Human pretzels.
You gotta
Yeah,
work
he
for
made
you.
me
You gotta work
that
for
day,
it.
and I was
would
like, we
like
didn't
to
get a
know.
single shot. We didn't get a single goddamn shot. And I was so angry.
she's saying that because she's still pissed that I had someone choke her during a photo.
Oh, me?
Yeah, no, Nikki.
You
Wait,
also
what?
had me. You also had me choke someone.
Oh no, she was the one being choked.
I'm choking someone.
But the thing was it didn't look real enough, so I had them count to 3, and then he lifted her up off her feet with the staff.
This is at WinterCon, like outside, and my first time there, and I'm Black Canary, and this is like my first time meeting Philip. He's taking photos of me. He goes, "All right, I need somebody to choke you," and he sees my friend Dave as Deathstroke. He goes, "Dave, come here and choke her." And
I'm screaming.
God.
and they just look over, and then there's
I watched that.
What?
what?
I always find
Phil, I think you're
Black Canary's
crazy.
photos hilarious before they're edited because she's the one that like screams, right? So
Yeah.
it's just always this.
Stop! I have the best photo of this Canary.
Karen, were you there when? No, Phil, you told me to scream.
Yep.
Wait, where is this photo?
I always tell you to scream. I'm gonna count to 3 and then scream and then
I always
Yeah.
look at the
What?
person's
Right
face
next to
before I
Phil
realize
during
what the
that.
costume is.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like that's where I had her being choked. It's like you don't look like you're in enough pain.
Oh, there it is.
Where? Oh, there it is. Oh my god.
But then we have another one which is more fun.
No.
Oh, you guys are
Picture.
at Phil, and now I'm thinking all the times me and Phil are shooting.
We also had her get kicked.
Phil, you
well,
should show the
Phil-
photo where I pulled my leg muscle.
Phil, we still have to do our candy shoot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey
Candy.
Phil, remember when you thought I was gonna get electrocuted?
What?
Yeah. Well, thing was, we were shooting our poison ivy in an abandoned military base, and so where we were, there was this loud humming, and it was like, oh, it's an underground power cord. All right, whatever. So we went to go take photos, and we.
Walk by this space. Don't skip this part because I'm not sure what really happened. We're walking, he sees a spot, and there was an opening between these two buildings. Greenery was overgrown, all the shit. I went, yo, this would be great. He goes, oh, be careful. I'm walking through there with nothing. I have no recollection of the fucking floor. He goes, that's a live wire on the ground. I'm like, step over, like, wire. And he's like, oh, please don't get electrocuted. I'm like, just take the shot.
Just
I remember
take
when
a
you
shot.
made.
Still that poison ivy.
I remember when you made Zandy put her foot in my throat, and she literally could not stand up. This photo right here. She.
Wait, hold on. I switched. I went to.
See it?
I went to a photo of Siren.
Yeah, it's the Chung-Li Cammy one.
Show the photo again.
Oh yeah, hold on. Chung-Li Cammy one. You made us do crazy stuff at Street Fighter. I don't know why you did that to us.
Here, I'll
Oh,
show you
yeah.
the photo where he
Her
took my
foot
leg.
was like actually in your neck. Like
Yeah,
that
I
whole
was
thing
literally
over that.
holding her up with her foot. Like she was shaking so bad, and I was like, I got you. Like I
I've
got
been
you.
there before.
Leave it to Phil. He'll just like pull out his camera and be like, okay, physically extort yourself.
And then this is the shot where Siren almost got electrocuted.
Oh, I love
Stuff
that
like
one.
this.
I love
couldn't
that
walk
one.
the rest of the weekend. I pulled a leg
Hold on.
muscle doing that. The rest of
Damn.
the weekend was done for me. No dancing.
Hold on. Mary, show the photo again. Okay.
Right here, you can see where my muscle got pulled. Right there.
In this moment, the muscle's been pulled.
She knew she had fucked up.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like,
Well, also, I mean, not for nothing. That was also like where we had her jumping like 4 or 5 times in a single spot, like repetitiously.
My jumping is never good enough for you. You're always like higher.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
Put your
This
legs
is a message to every single
Here's the photo.
eventually. Please stretch before your shoot
some-
date.
Yeah, literally.
Do some
Please
yoga, do a
stretch.
downward dog or two. Fly so.
Oops, there we go.
Yeah.
Child's
please.
pose a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
Just later.
I felt really honored at one Katsucon when I shot with a friend, and she was like, "I built these shoes for this cosplay specifically for you,"
Oh my god.
because she knew I was gonna make her jump.
She's like, Phil's gonna make me work, so I better just be prepared fully. Like,
I just might as well go on.
Remember at the beginning of this when you talked about my Loaf cosplay and the burns?
Oh yeah.
Let's see if it actually shows up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. Zero Gravity. I am a horror content creator, streamer, and a general wild card. You can find me on all social media at IDK Gravity.
wow, that's
Boom.
beautiful.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
I practiced.
Next.
I've actually recently did a revamp of who I am. I now go by the Legend of Zaddy. You can find me you can find me on Twitch and Instagram with that username. Yeah, I am a cosplayer, streamer, gamer, collector, fun time. Next.
Gary.
Why? Why whenever there's a pause, I get like nominated? Hey guys.
I love you, Mercedes. Love you, Demon.
I'm Eerie Corpse. It's funny because underneath the little webcam thing, it makes it seem like I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and I'm on nothing.
You are.
No, I just have it as Twitch and your Facebook.
No, because it looks like you put like it said like Eerie Corpse can like be found on these things by this day. And I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Either way, you can find my costumes on the Facebook fan page, and I play video games on Twitch. Again, I go by Eerie Corpse, and I am starting a respectable gathering in the mountains.
I'm out.
So
Oh wait, in the mountains.
Stop plugging your cult.
It's a trap, everyone. It is a goddamn trap.
So if you're looking for your new salvation,
God.
on Twitch, we are waiting for you, and we
Oh my
will
God.
bring you to your salvation.
Oh my god.
End the stream. No, just kidding.
All right, Nikki.
All right. Well, I forgot that my Facebook little fan thing is my old username, Lady Snowflake, but on on Instagram and TikTok, the only two apps that I really use is Queen Nikki. Instead of Nikki, there's a Q for the K.
How French.
And they-
Little fancy.
Move your
And Siren.
Just find me everywhere at Siren Cosplay. Literally. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything. Just look for that. If you want my art, though, Siren's Cove.
Yep, there you go.
For drawing.
All right, thanks for everyone for joining. We're gonna go raid Lynn Ray cosplay.
That's my girl. That's
Fun.
See you next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
See
Have
ya.
a good night, guys.
Join my cult.
Oh
No,
God.
we reset that.